done it, don't do it again.
7 times for money. First time was love.
Well, a fine good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning,
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Welcome to the Mahoney County Board of Elections. It's Thursday, October 5. It's about, wow,
8:25.
22 minutes after 8. This meeting is called to order. The director, please call the roll.
Mr. Monroe,
Here.
Ms. Winbush,
Here.
Mr. Wasco.
Here.
Mr. Beatrice.
Here.
We have in front of us the meeting minutes from the August 15th special regular meeting. What is the board's pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Director, call the roll.
Mr. Monroe,
Yes.
Ms. Winbush.
Yes.
Mr. Wasco.
Yes.
Mr. Beatrice.
Yes, sorry.
We also have in front of us the office expenses and bills for the period September 1 through September 30th. If you've had a chance to review them, is there a motion to approve them?
I move that we pay the bills from September 1st to September 30th, 2007.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Director, call the roll.
Mr. Monroe,
Yes.
Ms. Winbush.
Yes.
Mr. Wasco.
Yes.
Mr. Beatrice.
Yes.
Under Chairman's report, I would just note that the Supreme Court case that is currently being held is all the briefs have been filed. We're simply waiting for the court to make a decision on the anti-fracking issue. But hopefully we'll have a result in the next couple of days, I would hope.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
how does that play into us with the printing of ballots?
Well, the good news is we've got, of course, absentees are printed ballot on demand, so we can adjust those as needed. And we still have time to get the Youngstown ballots adjusted because we still have time.
Right.
So if we get a decision in the next few days, we should be in good shape.
You don't have to actually mail till Wednesday at the 11th. So we have
some time.
some time.
How many absentee ballots requests do we have in the city?
I think under the director's report, we're going to hear about that.
Yes.
Just checking. Hey, I'm sorry.
And with that, we'll move right to the director's report.
Okay, in front of you, you have a resolution for payment of all travel expenses incurred for seminars and conferences for the staff and the directors for 2018. This is something we always do because we have to have the fees in for our conference in January. So this avoids us having to do it in early January. We can get the process going so the fees are paid before we get to the seminar.
I so move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the resolution for the payment of all travel expenses for seminars and conferences. Any discussions? Director, call the roll.
Mr. Monroe?
Yes.
Ms. Winbush?
Yes.
Mr. Wasco?
Yes.
Mr. Beatrice?
Yes.
We also have a moral and legal obligation for $1,951.06 to Youngstown Letter Shop for the printing of the poll worker recruitment cards. The cards are working out very well. The Republicans have gotten a lot of responses, so have the Democrats. So we're updating our files and putting the new people to work on the computer. So I think we need to pay that. The reason it's a moral obligation is because they want us to go out for bids. Well, Youngstown Letter has already created the format. We've used it before a couple times, and we just didn't have the time to create a new format or go to another company to create a format. So that's why the moral obligation.
Very good.
I move that we pay Youngstown Letter Shop the moral obligation of $1,951.06.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that the obligation be paid to Youngstown Letter Shop. Any other discussion? Director, call the roll.
Mr. Monroe?
Yes.
Ms. Winbush?
Yes.
Mr. Wasco?
Yes.
Mr. Beatrice?
Yes.
In front of you, you have the Mahoney County Board of Elections Public Record Request Policy on, let's see what date. The county commissioners asked each department to create a public record request policy. Our policies are a little different in some instances, but it goes along with what they requested, so we need approval for the public record request policy. I think I sent it to you in an email.
You did. Yes, you did.
I do have a question.
Okay.
On here, you have charge for copies for the disc, but there's no charge for email. And what about the
Email
time?
is free, that's a law.
Okay.
Yeah, if you email anything, it's free. There's no reason. requirement for that.
And $1 per disc, is that a common?
Yes, that's common, and that was actually in the format that they made a resolution on, so I sort of updated our records, because we used to charge 3 cents a copy, they went to 5, so.
And flash
And we
drive.
always, if someone brought us a disc, we always just exchange the disc, well, now we have to charge for the disc.
What about flash drive?
Flash drives will charge for, I imagine, I don't know.
Yeah, at cost.
At cost, yeah.
Is there a motion that the Mahoning County Board of Elections Public Records Request Policy be adopted?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Wasco, second by Ms. Winbush. Any discussion? Director, call the roll.
Mr. Monroe,
Yes.
Ms. Winbush.
Yes.
Mr. Wasco.
Yes.
Mr. Beatrice.
Yes.
Also, I have contracted with Triad to do an ADA ballot on our website. It permits an ADA voter to access a sample ballot using whatever screen reader program they have. I'm going to issue a press release on this, and with a little more detail to the press on what it does and how the voter could do it. But it's something that I think it will, be very good for blind voters or voters with disability who want to see the ballot before they vote. So that's just something we did. Chris and I also attended a cybersecurity seminar with the state auditor on Tuesday. I am in the process of creating a handbook for the staff, and I will include in that the ransomware and the malware that, not to open emails. I received something from the Secretary of State yesterday that I just didn't have a chance to read it because it's a draft. I don't know if I have it right here about what they want to do. So I got it at 4 o'clock, so I'll read it. But there's also cybersecurity insurance, which I'm going to check into. The state auditor said that's a really good thing to have to, if we would get, the computers can go, we could have to buy information back. I mean, there's lots of things that could happen if you really get seriously hacked. So I'm going to look into the insurance issue. I might meet with the county auditor and the data processing director and see if we can put that all together, bundle all the offices together in an insurance policy,
Oh, for the
which I
county.
think would, for the county, which would be better. The auditor was very clear about that, so I'm going to contact the auditor and Jake. Also in front of you, well, you don't have it in front of you, but Senator Bill Rose, Senate Bill 135, it's to appropriate funding for new election equipment with 80/20. Now, this is something that we want to look into for the next year. He wants to get it done for 2018. We have banded together with other counties. We're having a conference call, Mahoning, Geauga, Portage, Columbiana, Cuyahoga, and Trumbull, to bundle our election equipment together and to purchase it as a group to get a better price. So if we all go with the same vendor, and these are all ES&S counties, so if we all go with the same vendor, we probably would get a discount on whatever we would buy. It'd be good for the state and good for us. So we're having a conference call on this next week, so I'll keep you informed of that.
What are we looking at?
ES&S has a great system out. They have, when you sign in at the table, they give you the ballot, a little 9-cent ballot. You take it to the machine, you vote, and then you put it in the DS-200, and you're done. That's it. So, I mean, it's innovative, it's really new, it is certified by the state, but I would want to do a demonstration of all of them for, and make a decision on what you would like. You'll probably see them at conference, so, look at them. But since we already have the DS-200s and they're paid for, we already have the cases that the equipment would fit into, so we would never have to buy cases because we kept our old cases. So, it would behoove us to stay with them, but you need to look at the system. You need to.
What about those other guys we met with?
They're not even certified, David.
I thought they were.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. And then, go ahead.
Training, where do we stand with training?
Training, we started training already. We're in the midst of Boardman right now. The training is going very well. We've had very few call-offs, and we do have a base now to, fill them, so that's good. We have all the location and provisional supervisors in place. We also got one other thing. Ms. Caracosa filed a complaint with the county against Ron Carselli. He delivered, you might want to look at this, he delivered absentees to neighborhoods with the people's driver's license. What he does is he keeps copies of the absentees from one election to the other. Then he just goes to their house and drops off the copy and just wants them to sign it. Well, that upset her because driver's license, her son's driver's license is on the absentee, and that, you know, that's privileged information. So she filed a complaint. I talked to our county prosecutor about it. The county prosecutor told me to call the sheriff's office and have them investigate it. So this morning I'll call the sheriff's office and have them investigate it.
Is it against the law to do that? I mean,
I don't know. I really don't know. You're allowed to hand out absentees. You're allowed to bring them into the board. With the privileged information, I don't know. You know, I don't know, because he absolutely wrote the driver's license number of this person in the absentee and left it on the porch. So that's the information that anyone probably could have, you know, received, so.
So he makes copies from the year before, and then
never sends
Then he,
it back out.
yeah, then he.
pre-fills out the form
Right,
and
and
drops it at their house.
To have them to sign, then he comes back and picks them up. So,
Very efficient.
they're very efficient.
Very
He
efficient.
works that process.
Of course, he doesn't know if the driver's license hasn't changed though. I mean,
Well, usually your number doesn't change, your driver's, that's why they use it a lot.
even when they're renewed.
Yeah, your
Only if
driver's
it's
license.
lost.
It's like your social security. Yeah,
When it's lost either? No.
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 When you're married either? No.
No.
When you change your name? Nope,
Driver's license number
same.
never changes.
Really?
Really? I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
Interesting.
And then, as of right now, we have 2,239 absentees. I did not break it down by city or county, but Chris could probably do that for you. In 2015, we had 20,326. We had 10,000 applications, 10,876 applications, and we had 9,450 walk-ins. This election's been very quiet so far, so I don't really know where we're gonna be. I think we're at 17 or 18% right now voting.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it's pretty low, so,
How
and that's my
does that
report.
compare to the primary?
I just, in the primary, I just could refer to 2015, yeah, ask Chris or Ann, either one.
Very good. Is there any unfinished business to consider? Any new business? Any board communications to report?
None received by the secretary, Mr. Chairman.
Anything for the good of the order? Any public comment this morning?
Well, I'd just like to say it's so nice to have Barry here again.
Again? I think Barry's always here.
Barry, our time together is coming close. We can count in months now, how much longer you're gonna be here,
Oh, we
right?
have plenty of time, please.
At least a year and a half.
Yeah.
Our next meeting will be an adjourned regular meeting. It's set for election eve, Monday, November 6th at 6 p.m. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Just so, yeah, but just so on that next meeting, just so everyone knows, the board knows. I'm getting my knee replaced on October 23rd. The doctor believes absent any
Complication.
complications, I'll be up and running by November 6th, but if I'm not, I'll let Joyce know.
Or we'll have a meeting at
Yeah, we'll
Hillside
just-
Rehab.
Right. Well, that's where my wife wants me to go, to a nursing home.
Rehab, they call it rehab.
Rehab.
You should go to rehab.
It is where people.
Are you going to the nursing home?
No, I'm not going to the nursing home, Tracy.
You would like it though.
No, I wouldn't.
3 square meals a day.
Yeah. Oh my God, you'd be the worst patient.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move.
Second,
Director call the roll.
Mr. Monroe,
Yes.
Ms. Winbush.
Yes.
Mr. Wasco.
Yes.
Mr. Peters.
Yes.
I would have to get you a
Thank you,
private nurse.
everyone.
maybe two.
Maybe 2 private nurses, day and night.
And she really wants to go to, it's not rehab.
But you know what, you can go, they'll come to your house to do rehab.
No, they're gonna do that. Do you think I'm gonna stay down? I'm getting my knee out on Monday.
Oh,
I'll be
my
at work
God.
at Wednesday or
I can
Thursday.
hardly
No,
wait.
you won't.
I can hardly wait.
Yeah, I will.
You
No,
won't, I'm
you
telling you won't.
Okay.
No, you won't, not
Okay.
with a knee.
I can, listen to me, I'm a chairman. That's something chairmans can say unequivocally, we have a high tolerance